So you just bought a brand new snowboard and you need to set it up. You want to set it up, but you've never set up a snowboard before. Or if you're experienced setting up a snowboard, but you want to know how I set up my new snowboard, I have one right now. It's the Burton Custom 150. I'm 5'6", 160 pounds, and this is the board that I like to ride. To me, the Burton Custom is a do-it-all snowboard, Swiss Army knife. I can take this into powder, I can take it off mega kickers, I can ride it down a gnarly couloir. Whatever I want this board to do, it will do it. It's been doing it for the longest out of any other snowboard in the world, the longest produced snowboard that's like it has never been canceled or changed. It just works, and you can't explain why. It just does, and I'm hyped on that. That's why I still ride the Burton Custom. If you want to snag a Burton Custom, linked in the description, I have one. So it is a happy medium, more on the stiffer side, like a 7 out of 10. For stiffness, it's a camber snowboard, so it helps you land jumps and everything like that. That means it bows in the middle. The nose of the board is like 2 inches, or I guess an inch. What does it say? It just says longer nose, but the nose is slightly bigger than the tail, but the contact points are in the same exact spot. So it rides like a twin, but that slightly bigger nose helps you absolutely rip powder or anything that's in your way, so you can just be hard charging. Other than that, this board, it just does it all. So we're gonna set it up. First thing you gotta do is pull the plastic off of the board. Now some people don't do this. I like to use the sharpness of the edge with my screwdriver. I just kind of do that, and then it cuts the plastic. It's just kind of a cool way of doing it. It's anytime you're rubbing metal on your edges, it's probably not the best, but I don't know. It's flashy for the videos, that's why I do it. So plastic comes off. Oh, I do want to mention, I did get the AI board. I didn't know it was made by AI. Everyone's like mad at me for buying the AI board, so sorry in the comments. I'm not returning it, I bought it. So yeah, the Burton Custom is the only snowboard that, I won't say the only board I'll buy. I've bought lots of boards, but I like the board so much that I've worked with Burton in the past, been sent free Burton boards, but when they stopped working with me, I still decided to buy Burton Customs because the snowboard was that good. And I get a lot of free snowboards. Oh. All right, so for Burton snowboards, they have this channel system. If you've never seen this before, it's this like long system right here, and inside of this little cardboard sleeve are the inserts. Those are the things that go inside of the channel system, so you can screw the bindings in. These guys right here, there's nothing fancy to them, you just slide them in. Now the channel isn't as deep as traditional inserts, so you might have to get smaller screws if your bindings don't come with the right length. You might have to get Burton channel screws if you have bindings already, just to be aware. So once you throw the slides in there, then you can throw these like little black, help keep them from falling out essentially. And so they just kind of go in here and you can slide and all that type of stuff. Now, the next thing I do, once that's in, is I slap an Evolution sticker on my board. Now I like to make myself custom really big Evolution stickers for my boards, and don't know which one I want to put on this snowboard. Obviously we went with the Buckhouse wax mega sticker this year because I launched Buckhouse wax. We'll get into that in a second. And I think I've been wanting to do the pink one on this board. The black looks like it'll look really sick on the nose, but the base of the board is pink. They brought back the pink Burton. So I think we're gonna go with the pink, try and like match the color of the board. I remember like 2 years ago or so, they came out with like a fully pink base, and I remember people in the comments were like, why do you got a pink snowboard? Like, oh, don't get a pink snowboard. It's like, dude, you know, like, you don't get to pick the color of your snowboard. I mean, you can if you get a custom board, but you know, like, I don't make the Burton Custom, so I don't get to pick, but I can totally pick what color sticker I throw on the board. And so I just kind of line that up and then I throw the sticker on. If you want to get an Evolution sticker, we have tons of color styles, versions, even ski versions. For some reason a skier is watching this video, but they're all linked in the description, as well as all the gear and the snowboards and the bindings and stuff I'm going to talk about is all linked down below in the description if you want to snag one for yourself, snag a sticker. It supports me in what I do, make sure I can get new snowboards or ride the snowboards that I want to ride every year. So really appreciate you guys supporting the dream. So blam, like that, Buckhouse wax is now flying in the sky. Now on the note of wax, every snowboard comes with a factory wax. It's not a bad wax, and it is waxed, but it's not Buckhouse wax. So if you need to get yourself some wax for your snowboard, obviously get my wax. This is my first hard good that I've launched, which is Buckhouse wax. And so I won't apply it to a brand new snowboard for the first 2 days. And then after the first 2 days, I'll go ahead and throw some Buckhouse wax on my base of my board. So I'm taking this snowboard to Alaska on Monday. So I'm gonna bring some Buckhouse wax and iron. That way I can wax up my board mid-trip. And I just know that's gonna give me the highest performance out on the mountain. You should be waxing every 3 to 4 days of riding a new snowboard. And waxing your board is super easy. And so if you want to get into waxing your snowboard, start by grabbing yourself a bar of Buckhouse wax, 130 grams, eco-friendly, so it's not going to hurt the planet. 130 grams will get the average rider through a whole season, so it's super rad, and you're supporting me. It's an all-temperature wax too, so you can ride it any day of the year and know that you're going to actually slay it on the mountain. So now that we know about wax, it's binding time. Now the board comes with reference spots right here, where it says like, hey, like this is where we recommend you putting it. And I say shenanigans, every human is a different size. So there's a couple ways to measure your distance between your feet. You can do the forearm technique, or you can pretend like you're squatting in what feels like a powerful position, because when we're snowboarding, we want to be in a stacked, strong body position. So if we're here, then we know we're in a good position. I set up snowboard bindings all the time, so I know I am 13 inches between my feet. Not as a comfortable riding position for me. One thing is ratchets on the outside, so that's why you don't put the left foot on the right and the right on the right. So ratchets are always on the outside. If you got clue bindings, which I do, I ride for clue, I pull out the high backs because it makes working with the binding so much easier, and they're the best hybrid step and binding system in the game. So snacks and clues, those are in the description. That's where, like, if you see me like flip my snowboard and step into my board all cool every single video, at least on short form, it's because I got clues. So before I measure and make sure I'm the distance I need to be, I make sure my disc plate is at the stance that I want. Now, once again, the Burton Custom is a twin directional, meaning it's twin shaped. You can ride it backwards as well as you can ride it forwards, but it does have a directional kind of shape with a bigger nose. I ride a lot of switch, so I like to have my back foot the same as my front foot. If you don't ride a lot of switch, maybe you ride a little bit of switch, then maybe have your back foot at like a -6 degree. And just so you know, your front foot's always at a positive and your back foot's always at a negative degree. And when I say degrees, this disc plate right here has numbers from 0 all the way up to, this one goes to 30. No, I don't recommend going up to 30, but there's a degree in here. The other thing to know about bindings is this disc plate, you can set it up to where you can move the binding forward or backwards on the board, so forward or backwards, or you can turn that disc plate and move the binding more side to side. If you have a Burton snowboard, you have the luxury, because of the channel system, to get really technical with your side to side. So when I am mounting a Burton snowboard with the clue bindings, I make it to where you can go front to back. But with the clue binding, just for, for the channel system, you have holes that are dead center right here, or holes that are slightly more up. So, if I have a lot of toe hang, so if I have a lot of heel hang, I would then adjust the binding like this, thus pushing the binding more forward, then eliminating my toe hang or heel hang. So now, as for degrees, I like to have my front more aggressive, or at a 12 or a 15. If you're not riding a lot of switch, I would have your front at like a 12, a 15 degree angle. I really wouldn't go over 15. That's like super aggressive. And then my back foot, if I didn't ride a lot of switch, I'd have it at like a 6, like a -6, a -3, or straight 0. On powder snowboards, I go straight 0 on my back foot. All right, so I got my bindings in the sliders. So now I can slide my binding at the degree that I want them at. And so then I take my measurer and I measure, I say my distance is 13. I ride clues, so I ride them all the time. So I have like my specific, like 13 from there. But then with the channel system, because you could just move one foot, I try to have the same distance, which is, I usually go for like 1.5 inches. So now that I know where my distances are all correct, I'll then tighten my screws. Now when it comes to snowboard edges, I'll just talk about that as I screw these in. I don't touch my edges. I let the mountain detune my edges. There's this weird misconception that if you like to ride rails, or you want to ride rails, go and like super dull your edges. I've never caught an edge on a rail, or like maybe I've had a bite once or twice or something, but like I don't freak out about it. I just go ride rails, and the rails will dull my edges. Like I do like having sharp edges for a while, especially early season, cutting into like really firm man-made snow and stuff. So yeah, don't feel like you gotta go take a rock to your edges or do anything crazy to them. Just go out and shred your snowboard, and the edges will dull out. And then I usually will sharpen my edges once a year, like maybe at the beginning of February or whatever, if I feel like I need to have tighter edges. So once you've gotten your bindings where you want and you tighten them a little bit, then like super tighten them, because nothing's worse than going out and then getting swivel foot. After I've gotten the bindings on the snowboard, that is when I'll take my snowboard boot and I'll stick the boot into the bindings. So I'll stick my boot in, I'll adjust my straps where they need to be, and then I know that when I go on the mountain that my boots are gonna fit, everything's gonna feel great. And then this snowboard is now ready to go with me to Alaska. So sticker, binding, boots, wax. I believe we covered it all. If you have any more questions about setting up a brand new snowboard, I'm happy to answer those questions, so go ahead and drop them. Once again, any of the gear in this video or any of the snowboard gear that I rocked, I got some other snowboards and stuff in the description. Check out my gear list, it's just linked down below. And I hope this video was educational for you. I want you guys to go out and shred and have the best time ever on the mountain, because I know I will. And with that, Team Buckhouse, thank you so much for setting up a snowboard with me today. And as always, thanks for watching. Keep evolving. YouTube really wants you to watch the video at the end of this one. It literally hand selected that video for you.